Let's battle. This hand is a little bit medium minus. It's got all of our colors in it. This could be reasonable against some things. We can flash in Snapcaster Mage as an Ambush Viper, depending on what they are, if they're an aggressive deck, potentially. Faithless Looting. Okay. Dredge, most likely. Probably want to hold the Dredge. Want to hold the Snare up on 2 here so we can tag a Cathartic Reunion, potentially. Dackmore Salvage was their only Dredge card they had here. That's good for us. Did not hit another Dredger, but hit a Blood Gas. That's going to trigger this Amalgam. So turn 2, 5 power is pretty good. Howdy, Manchila. No 2-drop either. That's bad for us. I was kind of hoping to get value out of the Spell Snare. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Another Looting 2. Rough. This is probably a bad matchup. Lead on that, see what we get. Helix is pretty good. Do I want another Serum Visions? That's probably fine. I can go top, so I draw the Serum Visions next turn. I can play this Sacred Foundry, and then I can Visions into the Helix here. Yeah, I think I like that. And then the Visions lets me set up after that. Play this out tapped and pass the turn. Ideally, we can live until we can cast a Bring to Light for... They had the Cathartic Reunion, so they either hit that off the other one or they were playing around the Spell Snare. Either way, it's not great for us. Narcomoeba is going to trigger another Prized Amalgam here. It's a lot of Blood Gas. Yeah, probably just dead here. Dredge is still pretty... I like when people thought that this deck was going to die because of the Grave Troll banning. Oh, wait, why is it... Did it just auto-pass on my turn? Okay, I canceled the auto-pass, and it's a good thing I didn't have anything to do that needed to be done pre-combat. We're probably dead anyway, so I don't think it really matters. Okay, I mean, that's going to be some redraws, right? So we'll bottom that, top this. That's kind of awkward, right? Because now I can't Helix into that. Am I just dead on board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we're not technically dead, but we're mostly dead. Let's just go ahead and play post-board game here. I'm thinking about going to Louisville Open. Not sure yet. Still sorting out the details for that. I might want a second Anger in the 75 for this matchup. We have a Hallowed Burial. Celestial Purge is good. Timely Reinforcements is fine. We want to trim a bunch of these counterspells that are not particularly good. Censors. I guess Spell Snare is probably better than Censor. I guess the floor on Censor is lower, right? We can hold this. I guess this cycles, which is nice. Izzet Charm can shock things randomly. I think that's just a plan, like board out most of the counter magic and bring in Purges and Timely Reinforcements and a Hallowed Burial here. When's the Louisville Open? It's in 2 weeks, I believe. It's a team open. Yeah, right? I have branded playmats with the Hoogie logo on it. Should probably link that in the Twitch information below. We have these at this point. Hallowed Burial is a 5-cost Terminus. Put all creatures on the bottom of their owner's library, so it does deal with Dredge. It's probably an oversight not having a second Anger in the 75. Like, Bring to Light can get Anger, which is nice, but probably just like having 2 to actually draw with the Serum Visions and Selection is probably reasonable. That being said, like, no delusions. I'm assuming this matchup is terrible, so I'm not sure that, like, having a second Anger makes it that much better. This can't do anything. I guess, like, Path, Snap Path is, like, kind of has a text box. Having 3 mountains in the opener is a little bit medium minus. We have all our colors again, though, which is nice. I don't think so. I think the fact that, like, Dredge exists and is a tier 1 deck means that you should just be playing Anger of the Gods. Bring to Light is a phenomenal draw. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play my Valakut out here. Pass the turn. Bring to Light means we get to Anger on 5. We could potentially Anger on 4, right? We could Snap Path ourselves. Got a Stinkweed Imp there as their discard, it looks like. Amalgam, and they hit a Loam and a Scourge Devil. There's also, like, Malira. Malira Company's kind of a deck. I expect that to see more pickup in paper, at least. Malira Company's unplayable on Magic Online, but it's fine in paper. Cathartic Reunion on 2 is pretty good, yep. They already played their land here, so we're hoping for them to not hit a Narcomoeba. Which they did not. That's good for us. Celestial Purge is an okay draw. I'm play this Flooded Strand out and pass the turn here. There's a non-zero chance we want to path our Snapcaster so we can Bring to Light next turn. If they, like, flip most of their Amalgams and stuff onto the board here, we definitely want to do that. Like, they've already got 1, 2 Amalgams in the bin here. This is going to be a couple of Narcomoebas. That's a 3rd, 4th. Yeah, so they're going to put all their Amalgams into play here, so I probably just want to be able to Anger them next turn. I get back to Bloodghast too, most likely. Yep. Each of these Bloodghast is going to put 4 triggers on this deck. Yep. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to fetch for a basic island, so we hurt ourselves less, I think. Get a little bit more life to work with. And then I'm going to go ahead and play this Snapcaster Mage out, and then path my Snapcaster Mage. This deck doesn't play any formal acceleration, but we have makeshift acceleration. I would like to use Path to Exile. I'll grab a Plains here. And then next turn we'll shock the Stomping Ground in and cast Bring to Light for Anger of the Gods. Cast this one. I don't have a lot going on past this. Opponent did in fact concede to Anger of the Gods. Yeah, we should probably have a second copy of that in our deck. What do you think? Seems reasonable. I kind of want... I probably don't need this... I guess Cryptic Command can buy us a turn, right? I feel like I want the Spell Snares on the draw. It's probably pretty marginal either way. Seems like medium minus. I guess it's got a path and a Serum Visions, right? Lead on the basics. Running, bring to lights, huh? Definitely want the land. Probably want the second bring to light, actually. Is that true? I guess I'd probably rather just, like, naturally have a chance to hit the anger. Or, like, a Snapcaster Mage so I can, like, path into the first bring to light faster. Oh, opponent mulliganed and then missed. God bless. Well, we're 10 out of 10 going to shuffle that other one back into our deck. Worth noting here that the Scalding Tarn is just better than... This has got to be a Cathartic Reunion, right? I assume their hand's insane that they kept... Yeah, so I'm gonna draw 3 cards here. I could Manamorphose and like try and hit one of the Spell Snares or the Izzet Charm in our deck, but that doesn't seem particularly good. And they bricked on a second Dredger. God bless. Alright, well. Hopefully we can capitalize on their slow start here. Crack this fetch. Grab a Breeding Pool here, I think. I probably want a red source, actually, right? So I can, like, cast some of these cards without taking damage. Yeah, my Scalding Tarn can get a green source for us. I'm gonna grab this. Snapcaster. Yep, so we could technically run back the Snapcaster acceleration line like we did last game, but I don't think we need to do that necessarily. And also we have Manamorphose to make our green sources. The turn 5 Bring to Light's probably gonna be enough. We'll see. They could go insane here again, right? Like if they hit a good series of dredges off a Cathartic Reunion, they could just like flip their entire deck into play. Yeah, right? Amalgam is the card that pushed this deck over the top. It wasn't giving them Grave Troll back. It's Amalgam is the card that allowed their deck to be very good. Because Twitch changed something. People are speculating that Twitch is making it so it only works with the Fire Stick. Since that's Amazon's Chromecast, basically. And that is speculation, but, you know, that doesn't sound like something Amazon would be above doing. That's fine. They chose not to bring the Blood Gas back. Interesting. So this Narcomoeba is going to bring back 1 prized Amalgam. This is going to get Breeding Pool. That's fine. We could take a couple small hits here. They do need to pace themselves around Anger of the Gods. I can just path this prized Amalgam and end step here. That's probably fine, because I always have, like, path my Snapcaster Mage if we need it. So I'm going to grab the Breeding Pool here. We'll let this come back into play, and then we'll path it before we go to my turn. That is speculation. They haven't posted anything official one way or another. Oh, this does technically give them Blood Gas back, doesn't it, if they want them? It'll be cute. Yeah, they didn't bring them back last time, and I think it's worth getting rid of their thing there. That's something I need to keep track of, though. That wasn't a thought in my mind. I think we still path that, even with it giving them the option to get those back, but... actually, do we just want to snap Serum Visions here? We probably do, right? Yeah, 10 out of 10 want to snap Serum Visions here. I should have done that before I did anything else. It's like I could hit a Path to Exile that I want to hold up here. Celestial Purge into Anger. Huh. Yeah, I'm probably fine with both of those, right? I will be right back. I need to change a diaper, I think. Apologies for the short interruption. It smells like I do. Alright, well, we lost our Bring to Light, which kind of sucks. Probably just casting the Anger, right? Let's go ahead and Serum Visions here and see what we find. Into Scapeshift. That's pretty good. So we don't want this other Purge, but I do want the Scapeshift at some point here. We have them dead in 2 more land drops. Yeah, so I'm going to put that on top. And then we have the Manamorphose to make it playable. So shock this in, and then just cast this Anger of the Gods, I think. And they're not just dead this time around. Like, they've got Bloodghast and Haunted Deads in their crypt here, so... But I think between, like, this Bolt and this Celestial Purge here, we should hopefully be able to live long enough to kill them with the Scapeshift. Losing our Bring to Light kind of sucks, though. So they get to loan back and bring back 2 Bloodghasts here, it looks like. Yep. They didn't hit another Amalgam. That's good. How many Amalgams do we exile? Only got rid of 2. Okay. So they have 2 Amalgams in their last 16 cards. So they didn't play another discard spell, which they probably would have if they had it. So I'm going to play this out, and then we have Celestial Purge to void one of these. Can bolt the other one, potentially. And we got 2 shots at a land next turn to kill them with the Scapeshift. So they're discarding to get their Haunted Dead back here, sure. It did not bin another Amalgam yet, but they did bin a Looting. Did they already have a Looting? Yeah, they already had plenty of Lootings. They've got a Scourge Devil up here too, hiding out. So they could potentially do that to try and push lethal this turn. That's why we waited on the Purge and the Bolt. And hopefully we hit one of our 2 shots at a Flashback looting, sure. Scourge Devil takes 3 to unearth. Yeah. This is how big? 3, 3. So it'd be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go ahead and exile the Bloodghast, I think, here, because that one will have haste when it comes back. Because we are going to go below 10 here. I think I'm just supposed to bolt this. How are they dead? We need a 7th land to kill them. Actually, I guess I should kill this one, right? Because it takes mana to bring back. You need 7 lands for Scapeshift to do damage. You need 7 lands. You need 6 mountains. Most people don't know how Scapeshift works. It's okay. Valakut requires 6 mountains to work. We need a 7th land. All right. All right. So make green with this. So, how many mountains are in my deck? I should know how many mountains are in my deck. I think it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 mountains in my deck? What a conservative person I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sacrifices. Hopefully they don't have a way to gain life here. That would be awkward. 1, 2. Make sure I've highlighted them all in green. Sacrifices 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would not like to pay life. I believe Gnawed of the Bone costs 3, so we'll find out. They do play Gnawed of the Bone sometimes. Always, yes. Alright, sweet. They're dead. That is why I like this deck more than regular Jeskai control, because you can actually kill them. You can interact with them a little bit and then kill them. Like I would not be surprised if that matchup is bad for us, but you know, sometimes you just like stall a little bit and all right, cast my 4 mana, kill you. Kill you dead. Pay 2 life for all the shocks, right? I am Conley Woods, shock myself. Verdict greater than Wrath. Well, so 3 of our ways we're casting this Wrath of God can get countered anyways. Like, so like, they're just going to Curse Catcher the Bring to Light, right? So like, Bring to Lighting for Verdict is still counterable. So like, the logic is like, if I'm mostly getting countered anyways, I might as well just play Wrath of God to like, not get regenerated. That's the deck building logic, at least. And, like, Elves is a deck, and, like, Thrun sees some fringe play, so, like, it's not completely irrelevant. Like, they can't be regenerated text. Yeah, it seems fine. Haven't cast Censor yet. This is our first time playing with this configuration. I haven't played this deck since before the new set released. Sure, yeah. Ancestral Visions. Okay. This should be a good matchup for us. Because, like, usually they're not too counter-heavy. And, like, we just, like, do our thing, make our land drops, and then cast Scapeshift and kill them. Just looking to make a bunch of land drops here. Don't need a Lightning Bolt. 10 out of 10. Want to make a land drop. Let's put that on top. Can go Valakut into Snap Visions, probably. Yep. So again, like, they're going to draw a bunch of cards here, but, like, we don't care about any of their removal or their verdicts or stuff like that, so... I mean, it's metagame dependent, Ryan. Like, do you expect more fish or do you expect more elves and thruns? Also, a non-zero amount of affinity decks play Welding Jar, so, like, that's not irrelevant either. Oh, look at that. Am I just passing here? They might let Snap Visions resolve. You could have a remand here too, I suppose. It'd be great if they just let this resolve. I'd just like to hit all my land drops, please. Yeah, I think I want both of these cards, right? Just like 10 out of 10. Izzet Charm can loot away some of these removal spells that are probably less than ideal here. How much money do I have to spend for a set of... to set a standard deck? I mean, like, a single deck or like a 4x copy of standard cards? I'm not sure I understand your question. Let's play this Seachrome Coast to pass the turn. Just, and this is one, again, why I love this deck of the control matchups. Like, we're literally just going to play Drago here, and then at some point we will cast Escape Shift when they do something, and then they'll die. Maybe I would argue that the fact that 3 of them are counterable versus the 1 tips it into the favor of how I have it set up right now. Opponent's got 9 cards in hand here. This can counter spell non-creature spell unless they pay 2, so that's nice. What do you got? As Foretold. That's certainly a thing. Yep. That is not a mana leak. Do I just path my Snapcaster Mage here? We're going to be streaming Magic Online with some consistency. I don't have a schedule yet, but it'll be off and on the channel. Just... bug? Question mark, question mark? Continuous effect applied at an unknown layer? Oh, come on, don't make these things end user facing. Is it really that hard? Is this a bug? You decide. Next on Magic Online. I'm just gonna Helix their dome here just for funsies. A Snapcaster Mage might go the distance with some burn. Or at least do enough that they have to path it. We get a bug count instead of a pud count, right? So as Foretold gets a counter every turn, and they can use this to cast a card with cost equal to or less than the number of counters on it once per turn. So like they can use this to cast a 1-cost card on their turn, and then use it to cast a 1-cost card on my turn now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they tap out here, hopefully they like tap out here, and then I can path my Snapcaster Mage and then try to kill them. They're not tapping out. Rats. They saw the line. Go ahead and attack with the Snapcaster Mage here. Because they try and block it with Celestial Colonnade. We'll path it and then Scapeshift them. Oh, they're just pathing me. God bless. Yep. Got an island here. I feel like I'm waiting a turn cycle here. Yeah, I'm going to wait a turn cycle. This can cast 2 mana things now. This is kind of annoying. Do I want to loot with this Izzet Charm? I feel like I might. Second Spell Snare is pretty good. I think I'm just going to shock this in. I think I'm going to try Scapeshift here. Oh no! Oh no! Hey, Spell Snared my green mana. How do we win? Oh god, we can't win anymore. They Spell Snared our green mana. Fetching to 9's kind of bold there. That's just like triple 3 damage range. Transmute my Teleria West. Oh, that's cute. It goes and gets Ancestral Visions. Sure. Build your own draw 3. Cute. Yep. Okay, I'm going to use this to... no, I should have waited here because I want the highest chance to draw a green source. Yeah, I'm going to get the Stomping Ground here. Censor. I'm just going to cycle this. Yeah, I'm going to cycle this here. If we hit a green source, we're going to go for the Scapeshift. Ding. The fries are done. So we've got these two. And then that and that. And then I'm going to float blue, 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 red. Because I can counter a Cryptic Command with this Izzet Charm, and I can counter 2 mana counter spells with these. So one of those and one of those. We don't beat a Dispel here. This is unfortunate. They can cast one counterspell off this as foretold. All right. 1, 2. Okay, they're conceding. Got it. The Wear Tear seems fine. The Geist of St. Traft seems insane. They're probably going to board out all of their interaction for a troop like that. My direct damage doesn't seem great. Negate seem excellent. Dispel seems excellent. I wonder if Slaughter Games is good enough. I think Path to Exile is worth it, not only for killing their Colonnades, but for pathing my Snapcaster Mages. Do we want Slaughter Games? It's probably not true. I don't think I want the Slaughter Games. Probably would just want the Pia and Kiran Nalaar, just like as another threat. And board like this, leave 1 Helix in. I don't think any of these other cards are better than the 1 Helix. I think this is fine. We had a minute. I'll leave it up in case people want to talk about it. While we're waiting here, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I am a professional TCG player and content producer, and welcome to my Twitch channel, maybe my YouTube page in the future. If you're new to the channel and you're enjoying what you see, I'd encourage you to show a little support by using that follow button there on your screen. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my work and let you know when I'm going live. If you want to support my content past that, there's a couple different ways you can do that, such as subscribing on Twitch for varying amounts or becoming a patron on Patreon. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. My Magic sponsors are MTGOtraders.com. If you're going to buy or sell MTGO cards, you should do it with them. If you use code Hoagland PayPal there, you'll save 8% on your order. Also, InkedGaming.com can customize your gaming accessories such as playmats and mouse pads with your own artwork or their own good selection. You can use code Jeff12 to save 12% on your orders there. At MTGCardMarket.com, would love to buy and sell paper Magic cards with you. Also, I don't have an updated logo from them yet, but SpareDeck.com. If you click on my sponsors link, you'll find a link to them. They rent paper Magic decks, so why own when you can rent? You can check them out as well. Lots of discount codes on the sponsor page. Also, thank you everyone for just spending part of your Friday here with us. I know there's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people you could be watching, so thanks for choosing to spend part of your time here. Hope everyone's ready to have a good weekend. We are up a game here against Blue-White as foretold control. This hand's fine. It's a little bit awkward that we have 3 of our 9 mountains in our opening hand, but like making land drops is just like everything we want to do in the early game, and we get to cast the Serum Visions on 1, so sign me up. I think we're going to fetch for Breeding Pool on 1 here and then cast Serum Visions. And then we can shock in a Sacred Foundry hold up Izzet Charm for their turn 3 as foretold, potentially. That's pretty good. I think I'm still supposed to get Breeding Pool here. Actually, it's a little awkward. Now we have 4 of our 9 mountains, so we will need 8 lands to kill them. Things to keep track of, so... And we have... This is a post-board game, so we've got, like, Geist of St. Traft and stuff like that in our deck. I don't think we want either of these cards. Definitely don't want a 5th mountain. You gotta speak fast, otherwise you don't get the commercial in under time. Serum Vision, sure. So they don't have an AV ticking down, which is nice. We beat double Ancestral Vision last game, which is, you know, something that happens when you just don't care about a lot of the cards that they play. That is a fantastic draw. Geist of St. Traft is kind of one of our, we're going to steal this post-board game cards. Like, if you can bring to light for it on 5 and just get it into play. Hopefully they tap out here for as foretold. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to... And see, like, they feel safe doing this because we're a Scapeshift deck, right? Like, we can't punish them. And then we play this Geist of St. Traft. And all of a sudden, just like... Ooh, get our race on. We've got a Dispel to protect this Geist of St. Traft too, and the Snapcaster Mage. So let's shock this in. We are a little bit low on life. So, like, if they have Snapcaster Mages or Vendilion clicks, they might be able to get us. But Geist is definitely a solid turn 3 play here, especially since they fetch shock, so they're at 17. So this is actually just a 3-turn clock attacking for 6 every turn. As foretold, sure. So I could play a tapped land here, but I think I actually want to have up Snap Izzet Charm, just in case they have something like a Gideon. I've seen some of those decks playing that card. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shock in this Sacred Foundry down to 11 here, which again is a little bit aggressive use of our life total, but I think it's worthwhile. No, I think I want the Snap Izzet Charm up. Otherwise, I'd play the Colonnade. Ghost Quarter's a little annoying. They can take us off of green sources. I don't have enough... Drew another mountain. Okay. Are we supposed to hold up the Dispel here, too, so we can snap Izzet Charm? Yeah, I think we're just supposed to keep shocking ourselves down here, in case they have a way to fight over this, this Snapcaster Mage killing a blocker here. So they can't flash that back. We're going to try and protect our Geist here. And, like, even if they beat the Geist here, like, they've just survived, like, the first minigame, right? Like, they've survived the Geist. And, like, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and Dispel this. And they could have another piece of interaction here, but we're going to try and protect the Geist and just, like, force through the cheese win, right? It looks like they have another thing to do here, which is fine. So they're going to take another 4 down to 7, and then this Geist is going to trade with the Snapcaster Mage. Yep, Dispel my Dispel. That's fair. And we are kind of low here, right? So, like, if they have, like, a Vendilion click to follow up here, we could be in trouble. Whoa! Yes, please. 10 out of 10. We'll take a land. God bless. Okay, they're preserving their life total. Sign me up. We're going to lead on the Valakut to bait the Ghost Quarter before we play the Celestial Colonnade, I think. If they have any kind of pressure here, obviously we're under the gun to draw something, but I think we used our resources. No, it's Ghost Quarter right here, right? I'd much rather he kill this Valakut than my Celestial Colonnade. Yep, so I get to draw 3 here, that's fine. I think it does more damage. I guess we do have 5 here, right? That's fair. And I guess if he Ghost Quarters the Colonnade, I'm getting my... Huh, that's actually kind of interesting. I'm going to start on, since we do Snapcaster, let's lead on Snap Serum Visions and see where that gets us. Okay, found a Wear Tear. Yeah, we'll just top those. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, I think Ryan's right that we would rather them kill the Celestial Colonnade. I'm going to pass back to their turn here so we can Wear Tear during their upkeep, I think. If they play something at our end step, we'll Wear Tear then. So we're going to tear this in response. Tear this in response, technically. We only have 1 Colonnade in this configuration. I've played 2 Colonnades before, and Colonnade is definitely one of our better cards in these control matchups, but I'm I'm playing 3 Seachrome Coasts right now because it's much better against the aggressive decks like Burn. Like, Seachrome Coast plus Lightning Helix usually lets you put away most of the Burn decks. Mana Leak. Okay, I could have played around that. Mana Leak's probably going to get something at some point anyways. Now this is going to tick up to... Oh, it's only on 3 still. Okay, I don't know why I thought it was going to 4. This doesn't quite cast Cryptic Command yet. And now, like, the Snapcaster Mage is on the table, too. That can apply pressure as well. They've played 2 Ancestral Visions this game already. And, like, if we draw Bring to Light or Scapeshift at any point here, they just die. Sure. 3rd Ancestral Visions. I like a challenge. What's the tank about there? Second Ghost Quarter's kind of a beating. Hey, Jet. Second Ghost Quarter might be a problem. Ooh, huh. This actually isn't that good against the Scapeshift kill because we can just like send the first bolt at this. Just like, do you want to redirect the first one? Yes, yes I do. Alright, we know there's running Serum Visions on top of our deck because we cast Serum Visions last turn. Hey, Deathly Fiend. Oh, let's bottom both of those. Don't want either of those either. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have attacked with this first. Because that way... I want Path for the Gideon? Is that why I want Path? Why do I want Path? We'll send... this at Gideon, and this at him. He's going to Ghost Quarter this, and in response to the Ghost Quarter, we'll cycle the Censor. Steph! With the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Welcome. Oh, God, that's an awful draw. Because that means this next Ghost Quarter is just Strip Mine. Yeah, and Sick Beats. That's awkward. Probably losing this game. Our lands ended up lining up a little bit awkward. We're kind of running short on answers at this point. Flooding a little bit. We bottomed, what, 3 lands with those last 2 visions? I mean, like, there's always a chance they, like, don't have Cryptic Command in their hand, right? As they draw the 4th Ancestral Vision. We're up a game 2, so... yeah, like, it doesn't have to be days, though, right? And I floated blue, because we bottomed 4 cards we didn't want to draw. God, if he doesn't have at least 1 Pact of Negation, that's got to be wrong, right? I'm pretty sure the fact that we drew this other Valakut and this we just like drew too many awkward things, right? Like, they probably have Cryptic Command here anyway, so I don't think it really matters. And, like, we could cast Scapeshift here, but we could actually only do 12 points of damage, and we can only do 6 if they Ghost Quarter us. So we're going to cast Pia and Kiran Nalaar here. Gideons are evolving MTG's Pokemon now, right? Right! And they have Cryptic Command. Like, this is 10 out of 10 getting Cryptic Commanded, right? So if we drew less... If they don't have Cryptic Command and we drew less mountains this game, we could have killed them with that Bring to Light. So we have to kill this Gideon Jura in order to be able to deal damage to them. Illegal attack. Oh, sure. This has to attack. All damage is being prevented, but it has to attack. Oh, Magic Online. If it's an illegal attack, just auto make me make legal attacks, please. Thank you. Mendelian click? Sure. This is probably targeting themselves, right? They didn't click me during my draw step. They probably have a Wrath. I mean, like, why would they leave Wrath in against us? They might board in Wrath now that they've seen the Geist. Yeah, they're targeting themselves with this. They put an As Foretold back in their deck. Seems good. I'd be pretty surprised there's a Wrath in their deck right now. I would be less surprised if there's a Wrath in their deck next game. But right now, I would not put them on having a Wrath in their deck still. What's the opinion on As Foretold? I don't really have an educated opinion on it. I don't know that, like, the opportunity cost of, like, this 3-cost sorcery speed card that doesn't generate value for a little while, or, like, doesn't impact the board for a little while, it's worth it. Like, if it's good, it's probably good in something like what the opponent's playing, but I'd have to, like, see their deck play out against things like Death Shadow and Burn and, like, Affinity and, like, the decks where you just, like, can't afford to play this 3-mana do-nothing on turn 3. It seems sweet in matches like this where we're both, like, grinding a little bit. The fact that it's, like, turning on, like, Abrupt Decays against, like, the Jund deck and the Abzan deck that, like, otherwise be dead against you seems a little medium minus. They're going to attack here. If so, I'll trade a Thopter token for their Vendilion Click. They get to slide this up to 5 or up to 10. They also just, like, down ticket, I suppose, and kill Snapcaster. I mean, it's not really free, right? Like, it has a cost. You had to, like, play Ancestral Visions in your deck, a card that's awkward when you don't have As Foretold or don't have it on turn 1. Well, I mean, if we just keep drawing mountains... Alright, well, we got the first Gideon Jura off the table. I don't know that we're going to get a second Gideon Jura off the table, but the first one is dead. some cards are less free than others, right? Like there's, like I said, like Modern's a format. Or are they going to Cryptic Command bounce their Gideon draw? That would be funny. It's a good line if they have it. Oh. Yep. And at this point, I am just going to keep playing Magic because they have 9 minutes left on their clock. And, like, I can realistically time them out in the third game. Tech Edge my Valakut, probably. Sure. Just gonna hold these for now in case we draw the other Valakut. I mean, like, I'm the one sitting here talking about the things I'm doing, and they're the one. Attack all creatures that Gideon draw. I am a fan of mountains. This is actually kind of sweet here, because now they might think that I don't have a basic mountain in my deck, which could induce them into making a mistake with the Ghost Quarter Lego. Pretty sure I like how I boarded. I think I disagree with Ryan that the Bolt is better than a Helix. I think randomly having some extra life is going to be good, even if it does get snared. I think if this is getting snared, it's one of the things I care about getting snared the least, so I'm going to go ahead and board it in. Wargate. Wargate is slow and clunky. Wargate's like really slow and clunky. Like, the only reason Court of Calling is close to playable and Court of Calling is still, like, medium minus a lot of the time is because it's an instant speed and it has Convoke. Like, Wargate's just like this tap out and no Crumble. I guess Crumble's fine. Oh, we're already starting. Yeah, that's actually a good call. I think Crumble's maybe better than Helix. Although, I don't know. Like, Helix randomly being able to finish off Gideon's probably fine. Yep. 4 lands, only 2 mountains. Sign me up. Already has the Scapeshift in the opener. Slaughter games for Gideon. I don't know that we necessarily need to do that. If we don't draw too many mountains like we did last game, a lot of the times you can just Scapeshift them through the Gideon emblem. Just like, all Gideon does is effectively gain them some life. Tech Edge is good. It basically puts us a turn behind. Have to play around that. Manamorphose is nice because it lets us fix for a double green. Just sit here and make land drops back and forth. Sign me up. All I want to do is play lands every turn for the rest of the game. Probably going to negate and fight over this. I don't actually know if that's true, if we want to negate and fight over that. You Tech Edge me? Interesting to see what they Tech Edge. I want them to not Tech Edge this one. I feel like they need to hold that for a little while, too. And a Ghost Quarter. Alright, yep. Their utility lands are putting in some work. I'm not going to crack my fetch here. My life total isn't super important in this matchup, and I just want to draw lands, so let's not thin a land out of my deck. I also, like, don't know how they're Tech Edging us, so, like, that's just gonna like, change my mind on what I want to cast with this. As foretold, I feel like I'm just supposed to let this happen and then, like, make a point to fight over other things that could potentially matter. They're leaving up a Dispel here. Hopefully we just draw a Bring to Light so we can go get a Geist of St. Traft. That's fair. Yeah, I think at this point, since they have another Visions coming off next turn, they're probably going to have to discard to hand size. So I think I'd prefer just to hold this Negate to fight over a counterspell on the turn I'm comboing. So they're going to draw up to 11 cards in hand here, and playing a land down puts them to 10. So, like, this second Visions is basically just looting. If they play, like, a 5-mana Gideon here, I'll probably negate it. I don't know if I'm getting a 3-mana Gideon here, though. So they can Jace on my Colonnade here, which kind of sucks. So yeah, I guess I'm just letting this happen. I also want to just let this happen, so that way they have to discard 2 cards at their end step. And currently my opponent has 9 cards in hand, so like if I'm just letting them loot, like discard 2 cards, I'm gaining virtual card advantage that way. They're casting Ancestral Visions. Alright, well, they're sculpting their hand, but they're discarding 3 to 4 cards this turn. Yeah, sign me up. I don't think a chess clock would work for Magic. I think a chess clock would work for something like Pokemon, where the game's like fundamentally different. But I don't think that it would work well in Magic. Maybe I should have fetched with these here. It's very possible I should have fetched with these here. Because they made an emblem right away here, we can just Helix to kill this, which seems decent. Izzet Charm's a decent draw too. We're going to put a stop during my opponent's upkeep here, and during their upkeep, we're going to go ahead and Helix the Gideon. They did board back in the Supreme Verdict for my troops. Take the Gideon off the table. They probably have a big Gideon here, so that might be a little loose. What? Counter unless you pay 2. Mana leak. Oh, they're at 20. Okay, so if I Scapeshift right now, that's technically not lethal. Sure. No, we don't got him. He's at 20. He hasn't taken any damage from his lands. So even if we hit a land here, we can only 18 them. Yeah, I think so too. Did I just like fire up this Colonnade here? I feel like I do. Yeah, I think so. I think we just fire up the Colonnade. He could like path me here, but like that's fine. Like pathing me is land neutral. It might be wrong letting him resolve another Gideon here, but like he can probably play a Gideon through a negate anyways. This might have been a mistake. Perfect. Yeah, we're just gonna cycle the Censor at end step. Cryptic's an okay draw. We have 4 blue and 6 resources, so we can Cryptic plus negate here. And again, like the onus is on them to kill us right now. Like Vendilion click for free. Huh. I don't have a way to kill this. I think I have to fight over it. Probably gonna lose this and lose the game. It's unfortunate. Cryptic us back. Snap Dispel, sure. Yeah, but like, what's the outcome of like the alternative there, right? Like, also worth noting, like, opponent casts 4 Ancestral Visions this game and just like is still like barely ahead of us. So we're dead in 2 to these 3 guys. It's 5-9, yep. All right, I mean, we kind of wanted to draw a land there. Yeah, Cryptic Command didn't die. Close set. Just not beating four Ancestral Visions there, I don't think. It's unfortunate that we weren't at slightly higher life total. Like, they're killing us next turn. We could have just, like, tried again with the Bring to Light. This had just too much disruption for us. Just too much. While we're waiting for our next match, I'd just like to say welcome to everyone that's hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer. You've landed here at my Twitch channel or maybe my YouTube page in the future. If you missed any of today's stream, you should check out my YouTube page after we're done today. All of my streams get archived there, so you can find lots of Magic and Hex and all sorts of TCG content there. We play a little bit of Pokemon too as well. If you're new here and you're enjoying the stream, I'd encourage you to show a little support by using that follow button there on the screen. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps other people find my work. If you're really enjoying what you see and you want to help me make more of this content, there's a couple different ways you can do that. The first is by subscribing on Twitch for $4.99 a month or becoming a patron on Patreon for varying amounts. There's links on how to do all those things down below the stream in the information section. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors, MTGO Traders, InkedGaming.com, Spare Deck, and MTG Card Market. Also, thanks everyone just for being here. I know there's a lot of different places you could be. So thanks for spending part of your Friday here with us. Hope everyone's ready for a great weekend. Battle some more Modern here. We are now 1-1 in this league. Couldn't we block Geist and then take 7? Oh, yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah, we're technically not dead. We're, like, likely dead, but sure. We weren't technically dead with the cards we had. That's fair. I conceded, but I guess there was a sequence of cards from my deck and my opponent's deck that could have killed them there. And, like, the fact that we had, Bring to Light on top could have meant we could have beaten them. Path is probably pretty good here. I kind of want to hit my land drops against the Eldrazi Tron deck, but drawing another path is probably something I can't afford to pass up. I'm going to go top and put the path on the very top just in case my opponent thought not Sears me next turn and takes this path away. Yeah, sure, of course. Like, I hadn't even considered that I could have blocked and then gone to 1, so thank you for pointing that out. You are completely correct that in a world where they don't have a counterspell for the Geist and they don't have a Cryptic Command drawn the following turn, we could have blocked and then potentially killed them with the Bring to Light for the second Scapeshift had we hit it next turn. Chalice of the Void for 1. Okay, that's pretty good. Ugh. All right. Sure, I guess. This deck plays 9 mountains. There are links to deck list below the stream in the information section. On mobile, you tap the screen and then press the little I button. You'll see a big button that says MTG Decks. You can click there. This matchup's probably pretty miserable for us. Bant Eldrazi was a bad matchup. The fact that 3/7 of our hand got shut off by this doesn't help either. After we left the path on top. And leaving the path on top is objectively correct. Like, we can't know we're going to get Chalice, especially if they, like, go 1-drop into Chalice run. Hopefully there's some justice in the world and they just draw, like, running expedition maps here. What's going on, Likely Alien? I mean, we found something to do with our 1-cost cards. I'm aware that my opponent is playing colorless Eldrazi. I was extrapolating from the fact that the Bant Eldrazi matchup is bad, that the colorless Eldrazi matchup likely isn't good either. I'm actually just going to concede here rather than show them more cards in my deck, I think. On a scale of 1 to dead, we're pretty dead here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pack it in and let's move to the next one. Timely Reinforcements is likely fine. Hallowed Burial is probably fine. Wear Tear seems good. Yeah, like, they're not... The play patterns from these decks is not completely dissimilar. Spell Snare is pretty terrible. Actually have a lot of cards that do a lot of good stuff here. I guess Geist. Anger's probably not particularly good. Maybe we'll just, like, bring in the Geist and the Pia and Kiran Nalaar just because. At least Censor we can cycle when they have the other stuff going on. The Cavern of Souls. Yeah, Bant is likely to do, 2 to 3 points of damage to themselves, whereas this one is not. It has to be colorless mana. So Magic effectively added a 6th color to their game in January 2016, which is also why Wall of Roots is broken, because when they rewrote the mana system for colorless mana to be a thing, they broke Wall of Roots. Everyone can take a shot that plays the Hoagland drinking game, because we talked about Wall of Roots being broken. Of course Wall of Roots is still broken, Crazy Eddie. It's only been 16 months, 17 months. Opponent probably trying to figure out how to reserve here. They didn't really see too many cards out of us. They can assume we're some kind of Scapeshift strategy because of the Valakut, but they don't have a ton to go on outside of that. Yeah, this hand seems fine. Got Serum Visions on 1 and do an Izzet Charm to counter a Chalice on 2. I like most decks in Modern. Scapeshift is probably mostly unplayable compared to the decks that are actually good. But I enjoy playing decks like this, so we're going to slam our heads into it, battling with them. We beat Dredge in the first round of this league, and then we just lost a close set to the blue-white as foretold archetype that's been running around Magic Online. I probably need to reconsider some of my sideboard choices if I'm going to play this some more for that matchup. We're just easy double bottom here. Like, Wrath of God's pretty good in this matchup, but we can't afford to not hit our land drops, I don't think. God bless Jack Commands. I'm going to shock myself here so we can Spell Pierce a... What's it called? This number also just Path of Thought-Knot Seer. What's Red-Green Titans on the list of decks that I want to give a try to? That's not a Scapeshift deck, though. That's like a... You know, it's just like another linear, non-interactive deck. It's doing powerful things, though. So, like, I'm definitely interested in it. I played it in one of our paper testing videos last week, and it's pretty powerful. It's really good against the green-black X decks of the format. Super consistent at what it wants to do. I think there's probably a Malira company build that no longer plays Malira that wants that card. Walking Ballista, sure. I'm just going to go ahead and shock this. I don't want to path it because they can just deal a damage in response. How do you beat Burn? You beat Burn with 4 Lightning Helixes, 4 Snapcaster Mages, and then being able to actually kill them with a Scapeshift or a Bring to Light for Scapeshift. This deck's Bird matchup is fairly reasonable. You have a Timely Reinforcements in the board that you can Bring to Light for. Yeah, Death Shadow is basically like the twin deck of this format currently. Just like doing moderately unfair things while also being interactive against the decks that are more unfair than it is. 4-mana Visor. I don't actually know what the 4-mana Visor is. Is that the one where you can look at the top card of your deck and then play it if it's a creature? If so, I don't think that's particularly good in Kiki Chord. Like, that's unfortunate. At least when we draw blue swords here, we're going to be able to snap this Izzet Charm and loot these Path to Exiles away. Hey, look, like that. All right, I'm going to shock myself here because drawing 4 mountains here is super awkward because they're still at 20. Sure. I mean, giving them the extra land also isn't stellar either. We also kind of want to save the paths for, like, larger threats. This is a reality smusher, and then we're going to die. Oh, smusher, oh, smusher, dee 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 dee. My body is ready to draw 2 more 1-cost cards that we cannot cast. My body is ready. Hey, those are good. Now drawing another mountain kind of sucks, but drawing another blue source feels good. Means we can Cryptic Command to Fog for a turn. I'd be surprised if the Jund version of Grixis of Shadow is not the best. They just got all these Ghost Quarters, too. We're probably just dead, right? Hopefully they tap out next turn and don't leave the Ghost Quarters up. Getting in this attack for 2 is actually pretty important here, because it means we can kill them. Actually, we just, like... Yeah, we're actually just dead, right? Because of the Ghost Quarters and we drew too many mountains. And this archetype's so awkward. This deck's so awkward. I'm quickly remembering why I stopped playing all of these decks that I played in Modern for a while. They're just so... These new decks, they're so efficient at what they want to do. They're so efficient at what they want to do, the decks other people are playing in the format right now. Super tuned and come at you from too many different ways. Control's mostly unplayable in this format. If your last name's not Burkhart, you probably shouldn't register Cryptic Command or Snapcaster Mage. Although I guess Snapcaster's probably good in the Death Shadow Grixis deck, right? Yeah, we have MTGO traders sponsoring the stream now, so I'm able to get cards for pretty much anything we want to play. We'll probably try the Gen Cord deck at some point. Although my bandwidth for vomiting 12 tickets at a time is going to quickly run out. I mean, it's not even about the mana being catchy. Like, we could cast our cards there. It's the problem is that we drew too many mountains. There's, like, all Scapeshift decks have that problem. Like, even the 3-color ones. Pretty easy mulligan. I'm gonna bottom this. Hey, Matt Zeke with the Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome. I appreciate the support. Thank you. I guess I'm going to shock here. I might want to Helix on 2 or Path. This could be Living End, Jund, Death Shadow, Dredge. Who knows? Death Shadow? Or Living End, I mean? Yeah, it looks like Living End. Oh, jeez. This matchup's probably unwin. God, this deck... all these decks are so bad. How does the Scapeshift deck beat the deck full of Fulminator Mages? Spoilers. There's spoilers. It probably doesn't. Any thoughts on Standard at the moment? So I don't have a Standard tournament to play until after the Pro Tour, and since I'm not playing in the Pro Tour, like it's a lot of effort for not a lot of return to like work on Standard. Thanks again, Matt Zek, for the Twitch Prime subscription. The new people that subscribe via Prime, I appreciate it. Make sure to check out the subs Discord server that we have. We talk about Magic and other card games and life. It's good stuff. Maybe at Living End post Amen Kit. I don't know how much actually better it gets. I'll play as Valakut out here. The jig is now up, as they say. We haven't gotten Fulminator Mage yet, so, you know, we got that going for us. We don't actually care about the troop killing part of Living End. I suppose they could just, like, Living End at end of turn here. Like, Violent Outburst. We have a Path to not be just dead. They're just likely... What does this card do? Whenever you cycle or discard another card, put one on each creature. That's cute. Wow, that's really good, actually. Huh. That's, like, obnoxiously good. Suspended a Living End. Yep. Time me up. Ooh, Serum Visions. Yeah, I guess I'll just cast this now. There might be merit to fetching beforehand. Good. God. Oh, man. Oh, I just topped that lightning bolt by mistake, didn't I? Alright, well, we're fetching that away now, I guess. I mean, I don't think anyone can have an educated or informed opinion on Standard being good, bad, or otherwise, right? Like, no one actually knows how good or bad Standard is. Like, we haven't really had any relevant events. Like, anyone that thinks, like, the first Star City is going to be representative of the Standard format is completely ignorant of how these things shake out. The week 1 standard formats are never representative of the format as a whole, historically speaking, and the fact that this one, people only had like 2 days to build their deck on top of it was like past ridiculous. Drake Haven postboard, that's adorable. Well, I mean, like, you know, if they don't have a Fulminator Mage, and we get to draw a land next turn, we can just kill them with Bring to Light for Scapeshift. Some Living End variations play blue cards, yep. So the problem here is I can't beat a Beast Within right now. That's the problem. We didn't draw the land anyways, but I definitely couldn't beat a Beast Within even if we drew the land. My 21st in the SCG Tour standings are points largely from last year. I've only played 2 opens this year. I'm going to play a couple more, but like I'm not flying to all of them like I was last year. Man, you know what's really good? Killing my green source. It's like fantastically good. We are getting close to just killing them with burn spells, aren't we? Maybe we'll get lucky and Magic Online will crash on us in one of the next 2 matches, and then we'll get the league comped. Path the Beast. Maybe. Maybe I'm supposed to do that? Yeah, I guess that's right. That was a mistake. Should have Path the Beast. I was so focused on, like, Lightning Helixing them out of the game that I didn't, yeah, we definitely should have Path the Beast. And we didn't hit a land here, so it probably doesn't matter. And, like, they could just have another Beast Within anyways. Well, if they had another Beast Within, I probably would have played it. We don't have a basic forest in our deck, so we can't actually, we can't path into a green source. This is 9, 12, just casual 20 ball coming across. I think I'm just taking the 20 ball here. Oh, we casting Violent Outburst to kill us? That's gas. Let's take a look at the cards they revealed. There are Simian Spirit Guides in their deck. Man, everything fair and balanced starts with Simian Spirit Guide. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what now, you hear. Let's path this one so we don't die. Oh, right. If I would have pathed, we would have shuffled from the Architect. That's fair. Fetch land, fetch land, fetch land, fetch land. Well, if we had a fetch land there, we could have Raft. Okay, so how are we boarding? Celestial Purges, Exile things, Timely Reinforcements seem fine, Hallowed Burial seems fine. Negate seems excellent. Bolt seems medium minus. Anger of the God seems medium minus. What are other cuts here? I think Censor's fine. Oh, Spell Snare doesn't do anything. Just literally doesn't have a text box. Two more cuts. Censor is probably okay. Izzet Charm is fine. Helix is like okay for racing and gaining a little bit of life, but maybe that's the cut. It's probably the worst card here. Oh, Slaughter Games is fine, right? Just like take all their stuff away. Yeah, Slaughter Games seems great. Good call. Yeah, let's do this. I don't have high aspirations of winning this. We're not cutting Manamorphose against the deck that's going to destroy a lot of our lands. That sounds like a medium minus suggestion at best. Tan seems great. Hopefully Serum Visions into some lands. So you see, when you don't put playable cards in your deck, you can't cut all of the unplayable ones. It's good deck building, really. You don't have to worry about putting good cards into your deck when you don't have any to put in. It's fantastic, really. Sure. The 4/5, 5/4 seems sick. This deck has so few fetch lands in it because you can only afford to do so much damage to yourself every game. And you need a minimum of 8 mountains for Scapeshift. Ideally, you need 9 or 10. Trust me when I say the number of colored sources we're playing of each type is fine. Yeah! Play the Mana Monkey. This card's about to deal 20 damage to us. You know what? I probably should have brought in the Dispel too. Sometimes they have Ricochet traps in their board, and they definitely have Beast Withins that they're leaving in. So yeah. Definitely should have brought in the Dispel. Ah, the old Scapeshift and the Jeskai control deck. Never see it coming. Yep. Look at that. MTG bot doing its thing. Crush the spam. This Grey Ogre is going the distance. It's going full speed. A scale of 1 to Cryptic Command. How hard is this? Oh, we're just suspending Livia. Never mind. Not Cryptic Commanded at all. Not even a little. All right. Well, the good news is we can bring to light with we can Scapeshift for just 1 green source now. The mana in this deck is perfect. We just got done talking about how good it is. And honestly, part of the reason why the mana in this deck works is that, like, we don't have green yet, but we don't actually need a green source until we have 7 lands. So, like, statistically speaking, you're going to have a green source by the time you get to 7 lands more often than not. A lot of the times you don't even want it until you have 8 lands. So, we suspending another Living End? So it's not optional to cast these, right? Can I not read what suspend does? I'm gonna have to look it up. All right, let's read what suspend does. Oh, can I click on the card here? Nope. All right, that would be too easy. All right, we're gonna look up Living End. I'm pretty sure casting it's not optional. Yeah. An exile with 3 time counters beginning of your upkeep. Remove a time counter. When the last counter is removed, cast it without. It's not optional. Okay, sweet. It's been a while, but I was pretty sure it's not optional. And that's a lot of Magic players. I find like if they've played Magic for a while, they get embarrassed. Like they don't want to ask a judge for text on things. Never be afraid, especially in a tournament like you're playing for prizes or money or something. Never be afraid to ask for the text on a Magic card or like clarify an ability. You're not like if you can't close your eyes and word for word vision what the card says in your mind's eye, like get rules text on it if you're trying to play around it. Looking for a green source. Looking for a green source. Looking for a green source. Bottom, top. Am I going to shock this in? I feel like I'm going to shock this in. Yeah, I mean, Living End resolves. You've got a bunch of poopers here that are going to go away next turn. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. All right, shock in my 9th land here. All right, I'll leave Cryptic Command up here just in case. Cast, bring to light. I need to use a white. I need to use a red. I want to leave Cryptic Mana up. All right. Up a game. Want the Dispel. Don't want the Lightning Helix. Yep. All right. Sign me up. That's why I like this deck more than people. So when I first started playing this deck, it was forever ago, and Just Kinda Here, you just pick up and be like, oh, is this deck just better than Just Kinda Here? It's like, well, the win condition is better because, like, you could just kill people off the top. You don't have to, like, get this Planeswalker on the board for a bunch of turns. Well, that was one awkward hand into another awkward hand. I don't think we're in the market for a negate, so we're just going to bottom that. Censor counters turn 3, counters turn 3 Fulminator Mage, though, which is hot. So sign me up for that. When you cycle or discard another card, this gets 2/1 till end of turn. That's adorable. Incoming SSG to pay for the Censor. That's more tilting, right? It's gonna be like the turn 3 mage, like Censor, get Fulminator maged. It's like tilt off. Nothing to see here. If by cute you mean great, then yes, I agree. Manamorphose is great. One of the nice things about not really having creatures in our deck is that it's harder for them to go off with one of their Cascade spells. Deck is hot fire. It's definitely something. I don't know if I have a good adjective to describe it. Azintoth with the second month resubscription. Thank you for the continued support, man. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. Need a beast within me? I'm going to dispel you. Feels like a beast within. Violent outburst. Why so violent, opponent? So let the Cascade resolve. Put Living End on the stack. Counter your spell unless you pay 2. We're about to get Simian Spirit Guided, aren't we? This feels like a pay for your thing with Simian Spirit Guide. Yep. Hand is all SSGs, right? Alright, let's get a Breeding Pool untapped. Let's get another Mr. Silicone with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you and welcome. I do appreciate it. Let's try and censor them here. Man, things that are worse than Mana Leak right now. Don't do it. Have a heart. Have a heart. No! We're gonna screenshot this one because it's for the children. You know. Yeah, let's queue up the last one and then we'll call it an afternoon. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Literally counter target sensor, right? Nope. That's how OBS and my Windows VM interact with each other. For whatever reason, the mouse cursor in my virtual machine doesn't pick up correctly on OBS. So, like, right now, my mouse cursor is directly over the join match button, but OBS shows it lower. Unfortunately, Magic Online does not support superior operating systems. Man, I do not miss having no land hands. That's one thing Hex does so well. Just never having to look at no land 7s is great. Well, are we on the play or the draw? We're on the draw, so we'll bottom that. Ah, sweet. Why the return to Magic? I just wanted to play some Magic. The people that I play locally with have been less into doing doing paper Magic stuff, and I just wanted to be able to get some more games in, and Magic Online is the most convenient way. Magic Online is just the most convenient way to play Magic from the home. How's your combo work, Jeff? You cast Scapeshift with 7 lands, and then they die. That deck had 28 lands in it, Key, actually. So we've got a couple different ways we could go here on turn 1. I think we're just supposed to play the tapped land. I think we're just going to go Sacred Foundry tapped, and then next turn we can, like, fetch basic Plains Helix one of their guys. Okay, Bring to Light will be good down the line here. So let's go ahead and crack this. Go grab a basic Plains here. I don't own any of these cards. MTGO Traders is sponsoring the stream, so they're very nice enough to lend us cards so we could swap decks early and often for yours and mine entertainment purposes. Am I doing anything here? I really like this new Goblin Guide art. I wish I could zoom in. I wish I could zoom in and appreciate this artwork. Well, we can kind of zoom in, right, for half a second. Up, 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 up. Good old try and get a trigger here. Oh, yeah, draw that Stomping Ground for a charge. All right, this is the part where they play Boros Charm and we die. It's like indestructible, my team. Ugh, punished. Wanted to draw the land, didn't get the life gate instead. Need another Helix here. All right, yeah, I mean, I think the plan is, like, hope they have 2 bricks in their hand, right? And, like, have a brick on top of their deck, too. All right, kill me. Maybe the opponent will time out, right? Oh, rats, they had it. We're so unlucky. All right, so what are we doing here? We are boarding out the Censors. Boarding out the Wrath of God and the Cryptic Command. Drag our curve down a bit here. I want Timely Reinforcements. I want Negates. I want Dispel. I want Flashfreeze. I probably don't mind a Celestial Purge. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's give it a go. I would like to go first, please. Thank you. The 5 lands do nothing hand. Probably not good enough. The... I mean, hey, at least we're 1 and 3, right? We're just, like, mostly dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hey, this 5's pretty good. Survey says. All right, not the droid we were looking for exactly in terms of a land, but I'm just going to learn our lesson and go ahead and Helix this now. Probably 4 cracks in their deck right now. Censor might be fine. It's probably not good enough. All right, we hit a fetch land. All right, bro, we actually want to fetch here, right? Because that way we go down to 16. I think I actually want to get the Hallowed Fountain here. Probably want the Stomping Ground, actually. Yeah, I want a green source for the Bring to Light. Great, so you're saying there's a chance. All I need is a chance. They kind of tap out, like, the Censor Path to Exile is definitely not a combo, and, like, we often need to path them early. Izzet Charm's like a D's plus hit here. They've got a green source in their deck. I think I'm supposed to be conservative here and just shoot this now. There's, like, upside to, like, him taking damage from it if I pass, but he could also just, like, Boros Charm or a Target's Command to save it, so I should probably just kill it now. Hey, FLC, the Prodigal Son Magic. I would just like the record to reflect that I never actually stopped playing Magic. I just stopped playing Magic Online. I've been putting out articles for Card Market for, you know, almost every week for the last forever. Am I okay with that? I don't know that I am. What's in my board? I cut Wrath of God and Anger, so this Bring to Light is slightly worse. I feel like I want to Flash Freeze this. Sweet. I think I want to just triple here. I think tripling here is better than not. Because if they have a Target's Command here, if I go like 1-1, I like preventing some damage. Like this can chump this next turn to save damage. Yeah, you're not wrong. I've been asking about that for, you know, since I started playing Magic Online. Got another Eidolon here. Eidolon, bro. Boros Charm me, sure. Things that you should do on your turn. Cast your Lightning Helixes. I guess I technically could have time lead here, but I think this is fine. This seems fine. Killing that seems better than gaining 3 more. Attack for 1. Well, thanks for watching, Apples Pie. I don't have a set schedule yet, but we're going to be playing Magic Online with some consistency. I've had a few streams this week. Yep. The good news is that they're dead to a land next turn. Lightning Helix has them, like, figuratively dead too, right? I could, like, wait and bob and weave with that, but I think I'm just supposed to do that. Just, like, get my hit points in while I can. Put them to 4 here, now they're into the Colonnade next turn. They have a Rift Bolt suspended, so, like, they could theoretically kill us here if they, like, have 3/1 damage burn, 3/1 cost burn spells in their hand, well, the 2 plus the 1 they draw. I can't Helix to the face and attack this turn. This takes 5 to activate. So if I attacked with the Colonnade, I'd only have 1 up, and then I wouldn't have the life total buffer that I had there. I think Snapping Helix is more... Like, sometimes they have, like, Path and random crap in their deck post-board in this matchup. Oh, Helix face. Sure. Sure. I just kind of like being conservative. Whoa, I saw from a very credible MTG finance person on YouTube recently that it's easier to get into and keep up with Standard than it is Modern. And, like, why would an MTG finance person lie to me? It's not because they could speculate harder on Standard to make more money. That would be obscene. God, I hate finance people. I just want to, they make the game harder to play for people, and I just want people to be able to play Magic. That's like, I don't want to sit here and, like, play this game like a stock market. Let's just actually hang out and play. Is it really too much to ask? We did mull 5 that game, didn't we? I told you this matchup's not terrible. This hand's got, like, this is secretly, like, the best card in the burn matchup right here, the Seachrome Coast. I do not have 1,000 anticipates. I only have, like, 400 anticipates left, because I signed a bunch and sold them to someone that wanted to buy them. Got some. Actually, they're literally right here on my desk, actually. Just want to talk about bad investments. Kitchen Finks! Dwight, thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Manamorphose, look at that. Look at that. Hopefully we can survive to bring to light for a timely. Nope, that's the wrong color. I was fairly certain Anticipate was modern playable, and, like, modern playable cantrips get worth, you know, 50, even if it was worth, like, 25 to 50 cents, like, that would be a great profit, 'cause, you know, I bought them all for, like, a nickel a piece. And it turns out, after I bought a bunch of them, these are all Dragons of Tarkir Anticipates for reference to, in case you can't see, it's the Dragons of Tarkir symbol. After I did that, they reprinted it into the ground. I'm very unlucky, is basically what happened. For anyone that's keeping track here. Serum Visions is a common. For anyone that likes to keep track, Serum Visions is a common. See, my downfall was that I had correctly identified the card that was the perfect cantrip, and it was so perfect, they just printed a whole bunch more of them, right? Another bring to light. Yep. So, on a scale of 1 to dead here, we're, like, firmly on the dead side of the scale. Yeah, our lack of counterspells and helixes this game has not been our friend. Like, the fact that we took 6 damage killing a bunch of his Eidolons was not great for us. It's possible maybe this hand wasn't good enough because it didn't have a helix or a counterspell in it. So, like, what are the odds we don't die in response to this Bring to Light? Just, like, 0% to not die? But, like, the odds of things getting better for us are, like, non-existent. Are you ready to get skull-cracked and die, chat? Who's ready to get skull-cracked and die, chat? I feel like them having been unlucky, like, even, it's not even just skullcrack, right? It's like anything that's just like 3 damage. Yeah, I feel like it's just like, this is just like a kill me moment. What a great way to end the stream, with just like a, alright, dead me. My skull is ready. They're actually unlucky! They're actually unlucky! Oh, baby, baby! Oh, baby, baby! Yes! Alright, what? And so, like, this is actually a very good teachable moment. If we had died in response to that Bring to Light, it doesn't objectively make it the wrong play. Like, whether or not we die or don't die there isn't what decides that makes that objectively right play. Like, the statistics of, like, what's going to happen as the game goes longer is what makes it. We don't have another Timely in our deck. We could Bring to Light for... My Geist and my Pia are in the reserves, aren't they? Yeah, Geist and Pia are both here. We could Bring to Light for a Lightning Helix. That doesn't sound particularly exciting. What? I don't even know. I wasn't planning to make it this far. We were supposed to be dead. I think we're just going to lead on Manamorphose here. It's like get a lay of the land, can trip it up. I didn't plan this far ahead. Oh, all right, we do Celestial Colonnade. All right, and now we have a plan, right? It's like, huh? Do we have a plan? He's just like dead to us drawing a land next turn, right? Yeah, we're just going to pass. They're dead to a land next turn. We just Bring to Light for Scapeshift and kill them. That's actually an okay draw after a land, right? Because, like, it can help us not die. We should bolt their face at end step here, because if they Helix in response, we would be sad. If they, like, have multiple Helixes. God bless it. We just snap Timely here, right? Leave Spell Snare up so we can snare a Skullcrack. All right, we're in the clear. Kind of wish we drew as many lands as the opponent is clear. We did path them 3 times, to be fair. We did path them several times. So they didn't draw these 2. We pathed those. Three minutes ago, I was talking about how we had a choice to make. Let's find a land here, hopefully. Untapped. Perfect. They don't have anything that can punish us for just doing it here, right? So we get Valakut, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Well, I guess if he has 2 Helixes here, we could die. We could not win, right? I should have attacked him first. God, I am just like the loosest of geese today. It doesn't matter. Watch us just like lose this game to double lose this game that we like got a little bit fortunate. Look at they're frozen. Can I click up here? Oh, they're conceding. That's what's happening. Okay. Got it. Sideboard Avid Mind Censor, right? Alright, we finished 2-3. The Living End matchup and the Eldrazi matchup seem pretty terrible, which is 2 of the losses there. And then we had a pretty close set against the blue-white As Foretold deck. I feel like our sideboard isn't really well tuned for that matchup. I feel like I want, if like another control deck is going to be in the format, I probably want another threat in my board if I was going to play this again. I'm playing on Linux. I do all of my stuff from an Ubuntu 16.04 based machine. And then we have Magic Online running in a Windows 7 virtual machine where it belongs. I think this deck is better than just Kai Control, just at the bar like exceedingly low. Censor was pretty terrible against the Simian Spirit Guide Living End deck. So, like, I don't know if this is just, like... It's definitely not strictly worse than Mana Leak, right? But this feels like the type of effect this deck wants. It's like a counterspell in the early game, but we can cycle it in the mid to late game when Path to Exile has made a soft counter be dead. I feel like we won the matches. What a great assessment. What a great assessment. The Waste Not As Foretold deck seems like a gimmick at best. Yeah, I'm excited to be playing more Magic again. I don't think we're going to play another with this deck. I think we might come back later tonight and play some Legacy. Izzet Charm greater than Censor? I mean, like, they do different things, right? Like, Censor can be, it's actually just like card neutral, whereas Izzet Charm puts you behind cards. Yeah, Path Censor's not a combo, but, like, when you're censoring their turn 3 play from happening, and then, like, later after you've pathed them to make your Censor bad, you just, like, cycle your Censor. So, like, the floor on Censor is really pretty high. Like, if it's 1 cost draw a card, like, that's super reasonable. I streamed Kiki on Monday night. You can check the archive on my YouTube channel. Let's find somebody to give a host to since we're all done for the day. Or all done for the afternoon. I might come back tonight after I pick up a Legacy deck. Declan should be awake from his nap here, though, soon, so... Who else is playing Modern? Is there anyone else streaming Modern? Why do people all want to play these boring formats? Legacy? Legacy? Modern? Anyone playing Legacy or Modern? Anyone playing Legacy or Modern? Gosh, no one's playing Legacy or Modern. How boring. Alright. Well, in that case... Go watch Ken Ketter play Hex, because he's great.